Well, while the Biden regime fearmongers this country daily over COVID, they're ignoring a real pandemic, folks. A silent killer. It's affecting tens of thousands of families out there. Check this out. According to the CDC, fentanyl overdoses is the lead killer for Americans ages 18 to 45. You heard me. And even the CDC and other organizations in this country know what's happening. They're blaming it on the southern border crisis, which, who do we have to thank for that? Joe Biden. According to the Families Against Fentanyl, the death toll, it's greater than COVID. It's greater than car accidents, cancer, and even suicides. Montgomery County coroner says there is a 90% chance that drugs brought onto the streets contain fentanyl. 90%. Wow. County Sheriff Rob Streck saying, quote, it didn't take the cartels long to figure out how to produce fentanyl in labs, and ever since then, it's been like a flood of illegal drugs that are being sent to the United States to poison our loved ones, kids, and friends. Do you see what's happening, folks? And we've had experts on the program before to tell you this fentanyl that's coming into our southern border, it is up 450 to 500 times the amount of fentanyl that was coming in just a year before under the Trump administration. Those are the facts, the numbers. Facts don't lie. Facts don't care about your feelings. This is Joe Biden's fault. You may know a family that's been affected. My family's been affected by it. Biden's DEA administrator, Ann Milgram, even admitting a massive amount of fentanyl is coming through the southern border. Watch.
Cartels will do anything to get drugs in every way you can imagine. Yes, we see it coming through the border. We see it coming through ports, through airplanes, through freight services, through parcel delivery services.
So what are you doing about it? What's this administration doing about it? Do you realize, folks, just a couple grains of fentanyl in one little pill, like a Vicodin or a Percocet that maybe your teen's taking, your college student, your neighbor's wife to get through the day, whatever it may be, just a couple grains of that can kill you. A man who's been very vocal about the severity of this issue, especially among young people in our country, is Derek Maltz, the former director of the DEA's Special Operations Division. I want to welcome Derek back to the program to talk about this. This is probably one of the most serious topics we need to discuss openly in this country right now. Would you agree with that, Derek?
Absolutely, Dan, and thanks for having me back. I really enjoy being on your show because you really understand the issue. But going back to something you said, I want to make something clear.
Yes.
Joe Biden also issued an executive order last week. He finally called this crisis a national emergency. So it's good that at least he said that. But what's a problem is it's it's a mixed message because everyone knows it's the Mexican cartels, but the border is still wide open.
Right.
So it doesn't make any sense. They don't even coordinate their press statements internally in the White House, Dan.
No, it's DC double talk, Derek, as usual. Yep, we know it's a problem. It's huge. We're gonna get a handle on it. Well, it's December, Joe, and you undid all of the Trump administration border policy within the first 2 weeks that you took office. And the drugs have been pouring in. And again, these are not my numbers. I don't make them up. And you've seen them too, Derek. You still have all your contacts in the DEA. 400 to 500% the amount of fentanyl that we used to see has come in since February. Am I wrong?
Right. So, Dan, just to give you an idea, the DEA this year alone has seized 20,400,000 pills that are fake coming from Mexico. Now, keep in mind, if you go on their analysis, that 40% of the pills that they analyze in the lab have a potentially lethal dose of fentanyl.
Wow.
Just the pills that they seized could have killed millions of people. That's not exaggerating. That's the facts.
They
also seized 15,000 pounds of fentanyl, okay, on top of the pills. And they're making those pills in labs, in houses in our country as well.
Right.
Once the Mexicans send the powder to their cartel reps here in America, they make them with pill presses in their backyards, in our backyards all over America.
And Derek, I'm so glad you pointed out those numbers that are factual, because I remember when we had you on earlier this year in the summertime when this problem really started gaining momentum, and the numbers were 26 to 30% of the pills. Now it's jumped up, as you just said, to 40%. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, some of this fentanyl that the cartel's getting from China is so potent, you literally need a couple grains of it, granules of it, in one pill, and it could kill a 200-pound man, right?
Right. That's the problem. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can kill. So if you have pure fentanyl, 1 kilogram can literally kill 500,000 people. So it's like a chemical weapon. China's behind it. It's an unrestricted warfare, destabilizing our country, using the Mexican cartels as a proxy. This is nothing that you can't figure out if you peel back the onion and you study what's happening. And China wants to destroy their adversary, and America is their adversary. Another thing I want you to know, because it's really important as we talk about fentanyl, do you realize that methamphetamine production is off the charts in Mexico as well? And those chemicals are also coming from China that produce methamphetamine. Just to give you an idea, with meth, like this week, they seized 3,000 pounds in Arizona in a tractor trailer and auto parts. Last month, they seized 17,500 pounds of meth. Dan, they have industrial-sized labs in Mexico. They're producing Mexican meth, very pure, like we've never seen. And then to make matters worse, they're mixing fentanyl in the methamphetamine as well. So it's not just the fake pills.
And Derek, let's also add in and talk about these ridiculous almost 2 years now of lockdowns and how people have turned to drugs more because of depression and being locked down. These lockdowns aren't helping the cause, are they?
Right, exactly. Social anxiety, isolation, kids wearing masks. They don't understand what's going on in this crazy country. So they're getting very depressed. So they're going to what they think are legitimate Xanax pills for anxiety. They may see that mommy and daddy are taking Xanax. They think it's a legitimate pill, which it is if you go to the pharmacy, right? But they're taking it off, Snapchat or Instagram, Facebook, and they're dying instantly, and these kids don't know any better. It's not like they're ordering fentanyl to die.
Yeah.
They're ordering these pills because they want to feel better because of this country's situation, right?
Yeah.
And you're 100% right.
So you add all that up, and then my final question to you is going to add one more thing to it. I hate to add insult to injury, but you got the border, you got the lockdowns and depression, and then you got social media. And social media, Derek, we have seen now from these dating apps like Kik and TikTok being so popular, and Instagram and whatnot, where they're selling the drugs through the social media sites to teens and 20-something-year-olds, correct? And these are the ones that are being laced with fentanyl because these, again, are illegal drugs. This is not a Vicodin or, as you said, a Xanax you get from your doctor. This is off the streets, and they're using social media to push them.
Right. So a good example is tomorrow is the 2-year anniversary of Alexandra Capilouto. I know the father very well, and I followed a story. The DEA in Los Angeles made the arrest of the subject last week. It was being, she came home for a break from Arizona State University on Christmas of 2 years ago, and the parents found her dead. Senior at Arizona State, beautiful young girl. So it's happening all the time. The one thing I will say that's very positive from my perspective, the new DEA administrator, who you pointed out before, she not only is talking and telling the public what's happening, but DEA is making all kinds of great seizures and arrests all over the country. So I'm very proud of what they're doing, CBP. It's just a shame that the White House is ignoring it, not providing the support. We still have the defund police movement around America. Violent crimes through the roof.
Add that on top of it. I forgot the fourth issue right there, trying to defund cops. Derek, we're out of time, but just with a few seconds left, give parents your professional advice, because this seems to be a problem really rising with teens and 20-something-year-olds.
Best advice is to talk to the kids. If they're not getting pills from a doctor or a legitimate pharmacy, they should never take a prescription pill from a friend or from a street dealer or on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and talk to them about what they're doing on these social media sites.
Yes.
Because we think they're upstairs doing their homework. We think they're communicating with their buddies. They may be ordering these poisonous pills.
You got it. Derek Maltz, again, former director at the DEA Special Operations Division. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for all the good work you're doing by continuing to get the message out there, Derek. Take care of yourself.
Dan the man, thank you. I appreciate what you're doing.